Imagine if archaeologists announced tomorrow that they had finally discovered the tomb of one of the most famous women in human history, a queen whose name has survived for more than 2,000 years. A ruler whose life was filled with power, wealth, romance, war, and betrayal. A woman who stood against the might of Rome itself. A queen whose story has inspired countless books, movies, and legends. Yet, despite centuries of searching, nobody knows where she was buried. Her tomb remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in archaeology. This is the mystery of Cleopatra's lost tomb. To understand why finding her tomb would be such a historic discovery, we first need to understand who Cleopatra really was. Cleopatra VII was born in 69 BC and became the last active ruler of ancient Egypt. Although she ruled Egypt, she was not ethnically Egyptian. She belonged to the Ptolemaic dynasty, a Greek royal family that had ruled Egypt for nearly 3 centuries after the death of Alexander the Great. At the time, Rome was rapidly becoming the most powerful force in the Mediterranean. One by one, kingdoms and nations were falling under Roman influence. Egypt remained wealthy and independent, but many feared it would eventually become another Roman territory. When Cleopatra became queen, she faced challenges almost immediately. Power struggles within her own family threatened her position. According to historical accounts, she was forced into exile after a conflict with her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII. Many rulers would have accepted defeat. Cleopatra refused. She knew that if she wanted to regain her throne, she needed a powerful ally. That ally would be one of the most famous men in Roman history, Julius Caesar. In 48 BC, Caesar arrived in Egypt while pursuing his rival Pompey during a Roman civil war. Cleopatra saw an opportunity. The meeting changed both of their lives. Caesar was impressed by Cleopatra's intelligence and political skill. Soon, an alliance formed between them. With Caesar's support, Cleopatra regained her throne and strengthened her position as ruler of Egypt. Their relationship became one of the most famous in history. Together they had a son known as Caesarion. For a time, Cleopatra appeared secure. She ruled one of the richest kingdoms in the ancient world and enjoyed the protection of Rome's most powerful leader. But history had other plans. In 44 BC, Julius Caesar was assassinated in Rome. His death sent shockwaves throughout the ancient world. Suddenly, Cleopatra lost her most important ally. The future of Egypt, once again, became uncertain. Rome descended into chaos as powerful leaders fought for control. Among those leaders was a man named Mark Antony. Antony was one of Caesar's closest supporters and one of the strongest figures in Rome. Eventually, he and Cleopatra formed both a political alliance and a romantic relationship. Together, they became one of the most powerful couples in the ancient world. Their influence stretched across vast territories. Their wealth was legendary, and their ambitions worried many people in Rome, especially one man, Octavian, the future Emperor Augustus. Octavian viewed Antony and Cleopatra as a threat. Tensions between the two sides continued to grow. What began as political rivalry slowly transformed into a struggle for control of the Roman world itself. Neither side was willing to back down, and soon, their conflict would lead to one of the most famous battles in ancient history. The battle that would ultimately determine Cleopatra's fate. The growing rivalry between Mark Antony and Octavian eventually pushed the Roman world toward war. By 31 BC, both sides had gathered massive armies and fleets. The decisive confrontation would take place near the western coast of Greece, a battle that historians still consider one of the most important naval battles ever fought, the Battle of Actium. Antony and Cleopatra commanded a powerful fleet, but Octavian's forces were better organized and strategically positioned. As the battle unfolded, confusion spread throughout Antony's fleet. Then something unexpected happened. Cleopatra's ships suddenly turned and sailed away from the battlefield. Moments later, Antony followed her. Whatever the reason, the result was disastrous. Octavian emerged victorious. The defeat shattered Antony and Cleopatra's hopes of maintaining power. After Actium, Octavian advanced toward Egypt. As Roman forces approached Alexandria, panic spread throughout the kingdom. In 30 BC, Octavian's forces entered Egypt. The end had arrived. According to ancient accounts, Mark Antony received false information that Cleopatra had died. Overcome with grief and despair, he took his own life. However, the story did not end there. For Cleopatra, the situation was hopeless. She knew Octavian intended to take her to Rome. There, she would likely be displayed as a prisoner during a Roman triumph for a queen who had spent her life defending her dignity and authority. Such humiliation was unacceptable. Shortly after Antony's death, Cleopatra herself died. The exact circumstances remain one of history's great mysteries. The most famous story claims she allowed herself to be bitten by an Egyptian cobra. The snake, known as an asp, became forever linked to her legend. More than 2,000 years later, nobody knows exactly how Cleopatra died, yet an even greater mystery would soon emerge. What happened to her tomb? Ancient Roman writers recorded that Octavian respected Cleopatra's final wishes. According to these accounts, Cleopatra and Mark Antony were buried together. This detail is extremely important. It means that their tomb almost certainly existed. Somewhere in Egypt, a royal burial took place, a burial fit for one of the most famous queens in history. And yet, despite centuries of searching, nobody has ever found it. How could such an important tomb simply disappear? The answer may lie in the changing landscape of ancient Egypt. When Cleopatra died, Alexandria was one of the greatest cities in the world. It was famous for its magnificent palaces, libraries, temples, and harbors. Merchants, scholars, and travelers came from across the Mediterranean. The city was a symbol of wealth and knowledge. But over the centuries, nature transformed the region. Earthquakes struck repeatedly. Powerful tsunamis damaged coastal areas. Parts of the ancient city slowly sank beneath the Mediterranean Sea. Today, entire sections of ancient Alexandria lie underwater. Divers have discovered ruins, statues, columns, and ancient structures hidden beneath the waves. These discoveries suggest that important parts of Cleopatra's world have already been lost to the sea. Some researchers believe her tomb may have suffered the same fate. If Cleopatra was buried within the royal district of Alexandria, her final resting place could now be hidden beneath layers of water, mud, and ancient ruins. This possibility makes the search incredibly difficult. Archaeologists cannot simply dig wherever they want. Much of the ancient city lies beneath modern Alexandria, where millions of people live today. Buildings, roads, and infrastructure cover many locations that researchers would like to investigate. As a result, the search for Cleopatra's tomb has become one of the most challenging archaeological quests in the world. Yet despite these obstacles, hope remains alive. Because in recent years, a remarkable discovery has given archaeologists a new place to search. A place that many experts now believe could hold the answer to one of history's greatest mysteries, a site known as Taposiris Magna. And it is there that the next chapter of this incredible story begins. For centuries, historians believed Cleopatra's tomb might never be found. The clues were limited. Ancient records were incomplete, and much of the world she once knew had vanished beneath time itself. Yet, in recent decades, a growing number of archaeologists have become convinced that the answer may still be waiting beneath the sands of Egypt. Their attention has focused on a remarkable site known as Taposiris Magna. Located about 45 kilometers west of Alexandria, Taposiris Magna was once an important religious center during the Ptolemaic period. The city was home to a large temple dedicated to Osiris, the Egyptian god of the afterlife. For ancient Egyptians, Osiris represented death, rebirth, and eternal life. This connection has led some researchers to believe that Cleopatra may have chosen the site for her burial. But as excavations continued, more intriguing evidence began to emerge. Several coins bearing Cleopatra's image were discovered. This indicated a strong connection between the site and her reign. Archaeologists also uncovered statues dating to the Ptolemaic period. Then came an even more surprising discovery. Researchers uncovered a vast underground tunnel beneath the temple complex. The tunnel stretched for more than a kilometer and was carved directly into solid rock. Its impressive engineering immediately attracted worldwide attention. Some experts compared it to ancient engineering wonders found elsewhere in the Mediterranean. The discovery raised an important question. What was the tunnel built for? Could it lead to hidden chambers, secret burial sites, or perhaps even Cleopatra's tomb itself? No one knew for certain, but excitement surrounding the search reached new heights. Despite the excitement, archaeologists remained cautious. History had taught them that many promising discoveries ultimately lead nowhere. Still, the discoveries at Taposiris Magna provided something that had been missing for centuries: hope. Hope that Cleopatra's tomb might still exist. Hope that one of history's greatest mysteries could eventually be solved. Yet not everyone agrees with the Taposiris Magna theory. If this theory is correct, her tomb may now lie beneath the modern city or under the waters of the Mediterranean Sea. Unfortunately, searching those areas presents enormous challenges. As a result, many areas remain unexplored. This uncertainty is exactly why the mystery continues. And that is what makes Cleopatra's lost tomb so fascinating. Unlike many ancient mysteries, this one feels solvable. Researchers know Cleopatra existed. They know she died in Egypt. Ancient sources suggest she received a royal burial. Somewhere at some point a tomb was built. The challenge is simply finding it. Finding Cleopatra's tomb would be one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in modern history. But until then, the mystery remains unsolved. More than 2,000 years have passed since Cleopatra's death. Yet the final resting place of Egypt's most famous queen remains hidden. Somewhere beneath the sands of Egypt, or perhaps beneath the waters of the Mediterranean. A secret may still be waiting. A secret capable of rewriting history. Until that discovery is made, Cleopatra's lost tomb will continue to captivate historians, archaeologists, and dreamers around the world. Because sometimes the greatest mysteries are not the ones we have solved. They are the ones still waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this journey into one of history's greatest mysteries, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to History Reborn for more fascinating stories, ancient civilizations, and unsolved historical mysteries. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.